You know, Justin, sometimes you go to the theater, you see a movie, you walk out and you go, that's not what I expected. Sometimes when you leave the theater, you think, I didn't sign up for that at all. And I think with this movie, that's kind of the situation I found myself in.
Yeah, I almost want to apologize to you because I didn't know if you thought, what you were getting yourself into.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is A24, man. That's what they do.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what I'm talking about, this movie called X, it's just called X.
It's just called X.
Which should have been somewhat of a red flag.
This movie has got me confused because I think it's directed and made very well. There's some great stuff going on in it, but at the end of the day, it might have been a little too slow for me.
This was almost a pornographic film.
Oh, there's some hardcore fucking in this movie.
If this was released in the 1990s and I was a younger kid and I got my hands on a VHS of this would be prime jerk off material.
Oh yeah, 13 years old, baby, going all day fucking long. Yes, Ricky, there's some interesting stuff going, and they go for shit. They don't hold back. Like I said, there is a scene where look, I'll talk to Ricky. Hey Ricky, I'm so excited. I got a hard dick. Touch it. And then he touches it, right? And then it transitions over into a woman with cum on her back, Ricky. I was like, holy shit, I laughed. There's some good laughs that be had in this movie, for sure.
They do nail the comedy aspect.
Absolutely.
Within the movie.
We're in agreement on that.
It fits perfectly. Sometimes you got a horror movie that tries to be funny and it's oh, that doesn't work at all. They did a great job with the comedy in this movie.
Unfortunately, it's so far in between of them trying to be serious too while making this movie. I will tell you what I hate kind of about this movie as well, Ricky. When they bring in the scares and the tension and all that, they also have the fucking going on too. I hated that. Because they were playing the porno part as a comedy at first and it was really fucking funny.
No. What? No, that wasn't. No, they didn't mix the porno and the comedy at all. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? The first fuck scene.
Are you kidding me? What was funny about the fuck scene?
The first fuck scene. First off, it's a guy at the end who thinks he's shooting a real fucking movie. He's trying to he's trying to make I don't know, what do you call it? A fucking masterpiece.
A good porno.
Over here, and they're just making a fucking porno. This guy's having fun fucking his fucking girlfriend. And then it cuts to her, and then she starts laughing and shit, and then she's then she puts back on the porn face. Oh God.
Well, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that's the very first one.
But that's why they did the comedy well in this movie, because it wasn't overpowering. And it worked perfectly every time they did it. That was a perfect example.
Yeah.
She's caught herself up laughing in a moment. Then she realized, oh shit, I'm making a porn. Let's get back into it. Subtle comedy.
Yeah.
Didn't ruin the sex scene at all. That was a fine sex scene. I wasn't
saying... Are you listening to me?
I think so.
Are you okay?
I think I heard you.
Okay, no, what I'm saying, that worked perfectly fine. The comedy works great in this movie is what I'm saying. It's just far and in between. It's not a laugh right at the...
But that's why it works, Justin. If it's too many comedy scenes, it's just overbearing. The fact that they were few and far between made it work. I don't want to argue with you about this.
But you're arguing.
But I have to.
We're on the same page.
Are we?
The comedy does fucking work. I wish they would lean more into the horror comedy aspect. Unfortunately, they don't. They tried to make a comedy horror film slightly and put a lot of horror into it, mostly with tension and stuff. Like when the girls when they're fucking again, and then the old lady comes in and looks through the window. That's played for supposed to be a creepy thing. It isn't played for laughs.
My mind wasn't on horror.
Yeah, it's a little too all over the place.
It's comedy horror / pornography. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the kills don't really start to kick in until midway through it. There's some character decisions. I do like the acting. I think the actors do a good job, and I think that's what this director wants to do. Directed by Ty West, who I love with a passion. He made Innkeepers. He made House of the Devil. And he made The Sacrament. All great movies. This one I think is probably his weakest one yet, but hey, I might be on an island with that. I don't fucking know. He's trying to get us interested in the characters, and I think that they're interesting characters, but there's not much to them. You know what I'm saying? Other than Mia Goth, I guess, who portrays the lead actress in the movie, and Jenna Ortega also has a weird arc in the movie too that you're on her side at first, I feel like, and then she makes a decision, you're like, well, fuck that bitch. And then she fucking goes on and you're like, okay, she's cool again, and then nope, she's a fucking bitch at the end again.
Yeah, you nailed that.
Yeah, she goes all over the place.
Yeah.
Mia Goth, I feel like she comes off as very ditzy, and I'm not on board with it. She's a cokehead, which, let me tell you something, children. Drugs are not...
Pay attention!
Yeah, drugs are not good, okay? But let me say this. Old people, please start fucking each other, okay? If you guys don't start fucking each other, then you're just gonna come after us young ones and start killing us off. And the only way to survive, young ones, the only way to survive is if you become a cokehead. That's the only way to survive the situation.
That is what they portrayed in this movie.
Absolutely, Ricky.
Well, that brings us into the gist of the movie. There are many sex scenes in this movie. Like I
said,
said,
God,
this is almost a porno. And there is a sex scene with two very, very, very decrepit old people. And it shows quite a bit.
When they go into... Okay, so that's what kind of pisses me off about the movie, too. I'm like, just get on with it. Please fuck, all right? There's a certain point in the movie where the woman is basically sex deprived, and she's really hating herself.
She's also 94, though,
yeah.
So it's she should be sex deprived, Justin. I was hoping that they would never have sex. You were watching and hoping they would...
Yeah, they need to let loose, man. They needed to fucking let loose. They're killing people because they're not fucking.
Yeah, that is the point of the movie.
The gist of it. And then, it takes the whole fucking movie to where they finally start banging, and it's like, at that point, I was like, fucking thank God. Because I don't, usually, like, in these horror movies, slasher movies especially, you want villains kind of to root for, and then, like, somebody on the good side to root for. I fucking hated the fucking old couple. Fucking couldn't stand them. And the kills, if you're gonna make us fucking wait at slow burn like this, which I'm fine with, and it was working for me a little bit. If you're gonna do that, you need to have creative fucking kills. And this movie had no creative fucking kills, Ricky. None. Zero. So a bunch of them are from gunshots. There was a cool kill with the fucking lady where she first kills a dude and she's stabbing his fucking neck over and over to where he's pretty much impaled at one point.
There's something else that we did not bring up about this movie at all.
What's that?
Besides number 4, this might be the strangest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie I've ever seen.
Oh, yes. That's a good point, Ricky. It almost left my mind. This movie does pay great homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think. But it is original in a way to where the killers are these two old people working together, fucking just killing off these kids because they can't fuck anymore. They're jealous of these kids fucking, I'm assuming. Or they don't want them fucking. I was kind of confused at that point. Maybe the grandpa wanted to fuck or not fuck. I don't know. And then
I think the grandma was all about the dick. The grandpa was like, I don't want to have sex with this lady anymore. I don't blame him.
Well, I don't blame either. Well, she wanted to fuck him for some reason. You know, you women need to start looking higher. You know, look for more quality. He was a disgusting looking man. He's decrepit. He looked like a fucking man.
Justin, they've been together probably for 70 years.
Yeah, she needs to move on. I mean, she was trying to fuck everybody in this movie, Ricky. She was trying to fuck the fucking main actor. She was trying to fuck every dude she get her hands on. I mean, it was fucking crazy. Why didn't she just masturbate? Why didn't she just get a dildo somewhere and fucking start doing it?
When you're
but they were really religious people, I'm assuming, right? Because they always had that Christian guy.
When you're like in your 80s, late 80s, early 90s, I don't know, but I would assume that masturbating probably just does not do it anymore. Because I'm only 36, but I'm still getting into like super weird porn. The older I get, it gets weirder.
Yeah,
so I imagine, like, by the time I'm, like...
You're right.
Let's face it, I'm dying in my 60s. But if I do make it to, like, 80 and I'm still jerking off, who knows what I'm going to be watching?
Yeah, no, you're right. Maybe, it's going to get harder and harder the older you get. Because, you know, when I was, like, 13, 14 years old, I could watch the QVC channel and get off on that shit.
All day long.
All day long. 5 times in a row, baby. I don't know if they like enjoyed murdering people because they clearly have been doing this for a long time. If they just would have fucked, they wouldn't have to do this. You know, I don't know if they were always fucked up in the head. It doesn't really explain it, or if they just became fucked up because they stopped fucking each other.
You got to assume they've probably been killing people for 50 plus years.
Well, I mean, they are in their 90s. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'll tell you what, Kid Cudi was in this movie, guys. I like Kid Cudi as a rapper. I thought he did an amazing job. He was probably my favorite character. To be honest with you.
Huge dick.
Huge dick. Big Dick Cudi is what I call him. That wasn't his real dick, I'm assuming. But it was played for laughs. And I'll tell you what, the crowd seemed to be in it, man. Yeah, I was like really worried, like this is not going to play to a crowd well, but as I'm watching it, but people were laughing at the right moments. People were like, even like there's just some certain scenes that are, I don't even know if it was intentional. Some of the comedy. I think if you like A24 movies, I think if you like a horror movie that you're going to see some of the weirdest shit you ever seen. It's not going to be your normal horror movie. And you're into that, I think you probably will appreciate this movie more than me and Ricky did. The pacing needs to be fixed in that movie, though. The pacing was a little all over the place. Starts off great, and then there's a fucking dry section, and then I think it does get entertaining at the end, because once she starts killing it, it does ramp up. Movie's fucking strange.
Yeah, it's a weird movie. Hey, we spoiled it for you.
Yeah,
it's not our fault. That's your fault. I don't want anyone saying we spoiled
it. It's clearly our fucking fault, Ricky, if we don't mention that there's any spoilers.
Oh, we didn't say anything. Another A24 film in the books. If you're interested in watching us talk about another A24 movie right here. Trailer reaction for Men. Can't wait to see this one.
You want me to say something there?
You didn't have to.